Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to use my NBA lineup tool for Draftkings, which is based on exposures. So most of the time you're used to lineup optimizers that run lineups based on projection and salary, but if you don't have projections, if you don't have time to make all those, but you just know you want certain players in your lineup, you want LeBron James in 50% of your lineups, you want Russell Westbrook in 10%, and so on, you can create lineups that way. So what you want to do on this tool, first off, obviously, first time you're using it, put your login in here, and you can refresh your logins if you need. Then each day, what you're going to do is refresh the current day's data. If you forget these steps, the instructions are right here down below on this main screen. You're going to refresh the current day's data, and it's going to run and take maybe 30 seconds to a minute to pull in all the Fanduel Draftkings information. This is your main tab where it shows your after results after you run lineups of how many your exposure on each player and the stacks that you have. So once you refresh the current day's data, you're going to do clear all data, and that's just going to clear all the information out, all your stacks, all your players that you had before. So now we're all set to start getting ready for to pick on our exposures. So first we're going to do is go to stacks, and it's got listed all the teams here. And then it's got all the games over here. So there's only 2 games actually going on. So say I just want to stack Boston, and say I want it in 25% of my lineups. What it's going to do, this is going to populate with the top players by the position, but you don't need to keep these in here. Say I only want Kyrie Irving, Jabari Bird, and say Aaron Bynes in there. I could delete him, delete Wanamaker, and even if you wanted to do it like a game stack and put someone from Philadelphia, say a small forward in from Philadelphia, you could just type the name in there. Or over here, if you don't want Bird in there but you want a different shooting guard in, just go in and type the name. So I'm just going to leave this in there for those 3 players, 25% of lineups, and then I'm going to go down to here where it says none and put that in the other 75% of lineups. Then I'm going to go over to players, and here's all the players that we can be playing. So I'm just going to go up to filter, and I'm going to just start picking. You can go filter by position and say I want to get all the centers in. And so here's all the centers. So I want 50% with Embiid, Steve Adams I want in 20%, and Noel in say 20%. Now this doesn't have to add up exactly to 100% because the system will just prorate whatever you have. It'll base 50 out of 90 and so on. I'm just going to uncheck all these, and now say I'm just going to start going through. Since there's only 2 games, there's not as many players, but if you wanted to pick, say if you want all the power forwards, you could go in here and type PF, click OK, and it's going to put all the power forwards in here. So say I want Durant in, say, 30% of lineups, George in 20%, and let's say I want Marcus Morris in, say, 40% of lineups. And I'm just going to go all the way through. Ben Simmons, say I want it 20%. I mean, you also have to make sure you can't just put all high-priced guys. You got to make sure you put a good range of high and low-priced guys and medium guys. So I'm going to get, say I want Brian's in there 20%, and say Grant for say 25%. Get some shooting guards in there. Steph Curry, say I want him in 40% of lineups. Schroeder in 25%, and Bird in 35%. Now this, I'm just doing it real fast. You would probably do more research when you actually are doing this, but I just want to get these in real quick, mainly just to show you how to use the tool. So say I'm just putting some players here. So now I think I've got all the positions covered. So we got a lot of players up on top. Let's get maybe one more medium player. Make sure we have enough low price guys in here. Alright, so so now this doesn't have to equal to 100%. Like I said before, it's going to prorate it. So once you're all set, we're just going to take the filter off, go back to main, and now let's run lineups. You can choose how many lineups you want. I've got a 150. You can drop it down to 10, 25, or 75. And there, so it ran the lineups. It's got Steph Curry in 67% of lineups, Marcus Morris in 65, and so on all the way down. Now it's not going to give exactly what you pick, because it's like we got Curry in 40%, which was a lot. It's going to kind of base it on, I mean, if you have 80% of the lineups with Russell Westbrook, he's 10-2. If you don't have enough low price guys in there, or enough other point guards, if he's like one of your only point guard in there, it's not going to come out exact. So now what you want to do is, if you want to go through and say, oh, that's too much Steph Curry, I really don't want him in that much. So I'm going to take Curry, I'm going to put him down to say 20%. I'll go back here, click run lineups, and now it should drop it down. If not, you'd have to adjust other items. See, now it took Curry down there to 65, down to 43%. So it did reduce it quite a bit. So now you've got your lineups. You can check them out here on your lineup sheet. It's got them here, or you can look at the CSV file, just the tab. It hasn't actually created a CSV file yet that you can upload. So when you're ready to do that, you're just going to do the drop down here. There's only one slate because there's only 2 games, and you click this create CSV file, and then there you go. It just created a CSV file for you, and you're ready to upload it to Draftkings, and you're all set to go. And then if you want to do it again, reset all of this. You just go in here, click clear all data, and you can do it all again, or refresh the current day's data on the next day. Hope this helps, and let me know if you got questions. Good luck. Thanks.